Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, friends. It's time for the second episode of the first season of Creature Commandos, entitled The Tourmaline Necklace. Now, here we are in the early days of the DC cinematic universe, so keeping an eye out for kind of rogue stories or headlines in passing or any hints that the creative team of Saffron and James Gunn want to give us is something that I am definitely keeping my eyes on, but not to the detriment of the story. I want to focus on what the Creature Commandos have for us and what they can tell us about the future. Friends, before we get started, if you could do me a huge favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and it allows me to alert you next time we go live. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon's in the description. But all that is then and this is now. And now it's time to watch the second episode of the first season of Creature Commandos, entitled The Tourmaline Necklace. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction, and away we go! I was legit when I was talking earlier. I sort of would have liked them to have had a Superman outfit that was almost a callback to that first one. Oh, yeah, we're gonna have an origin story. Uh-oh. 1831. Holy shit. They were going all the way back. Victor?
I don't feel good about this, my son.
Shall each man find a wife for his bosom, and each beast have his mate, and I be alone?
No, but
I yearn.
I created you in the interest of exploring that infinitesimal space that falls between life and death.
All the body parts are on blocks of ice. That's crazy.
You have a wife. How is it fair that you know love, and I do not? I what? Am I not someone?
Settle yourself, Eric. We're already proceeding.
Oh, Eric.
This is what humans do. Share feelings without becoming over-animated.
Over-animated. Wink.
This is the face of my true love.
Awesome. Great cut.
You were born here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the bride might be my favorite so far. Oh, I forgot about G.I. Robot. How did I do that? I spoke too soon. I may like them all. I keep watching coming, waiting for somebody I don't like. There he is, James Gunn. I don't like him. No, I love James Gunn. There's all the burn marks.
You need to get your shirt off. Your wounds need cleaning.
Yeah.
I'll get these folks under control and I'll keep you safe. Don't worry.
You're such a kind man.
Rick.
I suppose tonight was not your first battle.
We'll see just how strong a will Rick has.
This was his home for work, not the family's. They lived up the road.
Really?
My father was a scientist, but he never had anything like this.
Victor was, if nothing else, a renegade.
That's about right.
I was born here.
He's got flowers.
My love.
Wait.
Yep.
When a baby is born, she's known her mother's womb, and therefore her mother intimately for 9 months. But your bride, she came from nothing to something in an instant. Stop stirring, dear. Please.
Do they have initial understanding of...
These are for you.
You didn't listen, did you?
What are you looking for? Soon the general is going to notice we're missing and we'll have to feel that awful shock again.
Well, I felt worse.
I do not believe you.
Maybe because I'm lying. A tourmaline necklace. It should be here somewhere.
What's tourmaline?
Place looks like it's been ransacked.
Apple.
Yeah, okay, so language is something that has to be relearned.
Why is this drudgery so important?
You want a bride who can speak, don't you?
Words get in the way of truth, drowning out the caterwaul of one's heart.
Okay, so he's just going to be like a verbose buffoon.
Necklace.
And if we find it?
Awesome.
Yeah, there's 2 of them inside. I guess the rest are still back at the castle.
Okay, cool. Out.
You guys definitely don't want to go in there.
Just get the address.
Lovely.
There.
Doing some great cuts.
Don't.
Do not treat me like a child, Richard.
Richard.
Be the queen of this country and I get what I want.
Yes, I was wondering when the... Well, Rick.
I mean, you've seen the princess. I don't know how he could hold out for more than 30 seconds to you.
This is not funny. Why are you smiling?
Slow down, bigot. I'm a freaking skeleton. It looks like I'm smiling even when I'm not.
You are not smiling?
Oh, I am.
Oh, I am.
May I knock now?
Let's hang on this. I do like how it's been like ransacked and like, you know, vandalized and whatnot.
But I love you.
Son,
He's gonna kill Victor. Yep.
I'm fine, my dear. It is fine.
Man, they're doing such great cuts.
Is this it?
This bonds them. I like that too.
Moustache.
A mustache.
Yes, my dear, you are doing fabulously.
Moustache.
So she's gonna fall in love with Victor.
It is good gift. Thank you.
No. That's not the gift. It's what's inside.
Oh.
Open the box.
Oh.
I saw how much you liked it.
It means something to you?
What happened?
Fine. Don't answer. I don't care. Can we go now?
How about a thank you? Oh shit.
Oh, hell.
I want to see some powers here.
Sue me for being a bro and doing you a favor.
Some favor.
A bro. After they had a huge
Considering
fight.
2 hours ago you were trying to murder me.
Is this one a dirty Nazi?
Yes.
No, he's not a Nazi, GI.
Okay. Sean Gunn plays G.I. Robot.
In their bodies. You know where this is?
Da.
Go, then. Go!
Go, Mario, quickly. Okay.
Start wearing purple, wearing
Nice.
all your sanity and wits, they will all vanish. I promise.
Yep, taking him down the next level. Dear God. Guess so she's not impervious to bullets.
I know you since you were.
Left a body. Good. Oh, Jesus. Awesome. Now what? Oh, this.
From Diogenes to the Flicon.
Damn it! That was right in my ear!
It's right in my ear. I don't think it's going to do anything to her.
Freaking magic. Go! Get out of here!
Oh my God, so the bride's got like super strength. Oh! Great move. Circe goes toe-to-toe with Wonder Woman, so... Just kicking her ass, though. Damn it, got distracted. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. Oh my God, and Frank was there. Man, the rest of the team can get here anytime.
You've been sent by the US government.
Shit.
Well, I have a message for your leaders.
Woo! Jesus, what a fight.
Come in.
Nina, what the hell?
We're being attacked by Cersei and her troops.
Stop, dude.
Oh, no.
Nina, come in. Floor it.
You don't let up on her.
What the fuck?
Magic. Jesus. We need help immediately. Oh, this is really bad. This is really bad.
Guess what I bring you, Mr. Victor? Lemon.
I did what I had to do. And his wretched giggling and his horrid gift-giving powers were the only out.
Oh my God.
Now we can be together.
Yeah, Frank, I'm not sure. Eric, I'm not sure that's... My God, he tore him in half.
Have you ever been to American wedding? Where's the vodka? Where's marinated herring? Where's the musician?
Oh boy. I just chased her around. 1852. 1880. See if we see Jonah Hex. 1895. Oh my God. So they had been fighting for damn near 200. Jesus.
Sorry. Go. Fuck. Yourself.
Ah, for fuck's sake, man. All right, everybody, we just got done watching the second episode of the first season of Creature Commandos, the Tourmaline Necklace, and the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everybody, we just finished watching the Tourmaline Necklace, the second episode of the first season of Creature Commandos. It was, in fact, a bride origin story, which is both disturbing and something that we definitely needed to see because it looks like there's a lot focused on the bride. Now, I could be saying that and we could, have like a Phosphor-specific episode and a G.I. Robot-specific episode and things like that, but, flag-specific episode. But this was a good way to really kind of give us a backstory, obviously on not just the bride, but also on Eric, the Frankenstein monster. It was a good kind of backstop, and it was a good kind of way to incorporate the actual, Mary Shelley, use of Victor. Good stuff. I liked it in the respect that now we understand a little bit more of the motivations of the bride and sort of, the contextual ramifications of Eric's eventual kind of reemergence. It's sad, James Gunn is very good at making sure that we have a sympathy for characters that should normally be unsympathetic. I look at the original, look at whenever Rocket Raccoon was introduced to the Guardians of the Galaxy. We were staring at somebody who was, a thief. He was unlikable. He was wrapped in this cute little package, of a raccoon, which he, said he wasn't until the last movie. But again, we were then shown that, despite the outward appearance or outward attitudes of these characters, we are given the sympathetic backstory or approach or moments. Earlier in Rocket, it was more moments and not backstory. We didn't get much of the backstory at all until the last movie. But he just has he's a very, very good job at crafting early impressions of characters that should be counter to the impressions that we would get by ourselves. And sometimes whenever somebody does that, they want to say, hey, here's a badass, but you really should really like them, even though they do violent things. It comes across as being manipulative, narratively. You have somebody, again, you set yourself back and you're like, oh, they want us to like this person. Oh, they want us to feel a specific way about this character. And whenever you think that, I always get turned off because I think that if you think that, the job wasn't done on the writer's side. And I'm not going to point to any fingers about, any examples of that, but I think that James Gunn is the perfect example of how you can deliver a character and he gets his point across. I see this character this way, says James Gunn. I'm going to present this character where that attitude shouldn't be gleaned from the way that I present it just on the surface, but because of the way that I write, the dialogue I give, the moments of the perception of the character. Once you've been with them for a little bit, you're going to start to see them my way. And I love that. I mean, it's expert writing, but also James Gunn has always been, in my mind and for my money, a director and a creative that has always understood his subjects. He's understood, especially with, obviously everybody, Guardians of the Galaxy, the Marvel properties, Suicide Squad, a lot of the comic book related stuff, it would be very easy, and many have done this, where they just look at them like, oh, they're just comic book characters. They're not really that deep. Mr. Gunn has never done that. And I think that that's a tribute to his ideas. And initially, because when the comic book kind of renaissance hit in the movies, there was certain people that got it and certain people that didn't. And again, not naming who didn't get it, but the ones that did get it, I mean, you were able to see these earlier incarnations, especially like with Jon Favreau, coming through and letting us really kind of get a look at what really was, Tony Stark via the performance of Robert Downey Jr. Really, really good stuff. James Gunn has always gone the extra mile with that too, in my opinion. Not that he's any better at doing it than Jon Favreau. He just does it in a different way that really gets the heart across first, And to be very fair, Favreau had Tony Stark, who we were not sure if he had a heart for a long time. So, but these sympathetic characters that we have, you think about like the origin of Star-Lord, how absolutely, traumatizing that was. But it was conveyed in such a way that you have these sympathies. And then of course, he always blends in the music for the sensorial kind of commitment to the moment as well. He's just really, really expertly portrays a character that you immediately say, hey, the writer understands this. The writer understands this character. I understand this character better because the writer truly understands this character. And that's James Gunn. And the long-winded way of saying this was very necessary for the bride. It was very necessary for the rest of the Creature Commandos too, because there is an admittance here in the bride's backstory that we're going to get the truth, and we're going to get not necessarily something that's been flavored by the bride's perceptions. That's the other thing that I like, is that, it's too easy in flashback to show the subject of your flashback, normally, your principal character or something, in a very favorable light. And I'm not saying that the bride wasn't presented in that way. I think she was. I think she was a very sympathetic character. You had these almost, assaulting overtures from Frankenstein. And again, a little backstory on Frankenstein too is Frankenstein, or the Frankenstein's monster. I always call him Frankenstein because of me growing up when I did. But Eric, we'll go with that. Eric is very new to life as well, very naive with life. We're not even sure, again, about the intelligence level that's grasped. Now, the creature inside Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is very intelligent. It doesn't seem like they're necessarily going that route with Eric. But again, a lot of the kind of the moral decisions there, making Victor had a family. They lived down the road. We saw the picture of him. He was obviously cheating on his wife, assuming she was still alive, by sleeping with his child, and I mean, we've got to, that's what this was. That was the dynamic between those two. Very interesting. And again, this is not something that necessarily we look at and condemn Victor for. He's gone. It's not something I condemn the bride for either. I mean, she didn't know. I mean, she's following feelings. She's being led. She's being, but again, it provides us with this excellent backdrop on who the bride is, where she came from, what she's experienced, this centuries of obsession from Eric as he's chased her around. She cannot make roots. She cannot stay anywhere. He shows up and ruins everything. So it's been this very kind of nomadic, no roots, no a way to establish oneself, no way to like create an identity that's separate from, Eric or Victor for that matter. There's no forgetting for the bride. And I think that this kind of acceptance to go back here to her birthplace and find the tourmaline necklace was kind of an acceptance of that. Like, You know, it's almost like an embracing of the past after trying to forget it, maybe. I'm sure Gunn will give us way more to reveal in both her backstory and Creature Commandos. But again, my main point with all of this is creating the backstory now for the Commandos helps not only with this season and future seasons, if there are, for the Creature Commandos, but also for their presentation in future properties. It's not something he has to revisit. It's up to us, you know, the viewers, the audience of the DC Cinematic Universe, to understand these origins and carry them forward whenever we see her appear in certain other things, which I'm sure, given the prominence that her character has seen, I'm sure we're going to see her in other things because she's a very interesting character. And, you know, again, with that backstory, she can only get better as far as her development. I also catch a big whiff of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen coming off of this, you know, where we have like historical figures that are kind of cast into the roles of these like real life protagonists. Here we have the Bride of Frankenstein, who's, you know, a member of our team. I just think that that's really neat too, especially since they incorporate a lot of the backstory that came from, you know, the book and the movies and things like that. Really, really interesting way to do it. You know, I expect nothing less from Peter Safran and James Gunn. They're going to give us these great action, ultra violence, and at the end of all of it, it'll be wrapped up with a bow of an emotional gut punch that they're just hiding and circling around like Popeye and getting ready to nail us with it. Because this is all set up. This is all the dance, all the float like a butterfly. We're going to get stung like a bee here in a bit, and they're going to give it to us full bore because that's what these creatives do. Nothing is out of 9. Everything is out of 10. Story delivery, action, everything. But what they pump up to an 11 is the emotional response they want to evoke from the audience. Friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. You'll be alerted next time we go live with Creature Commandos or any of our sci-fi fare. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time for us to say goodbye. So where should we say goodbye from this episode of Creature Commandos? Because we like to do. We're there. We're part of the Commandos. I mean, they haven't introduced us yet, and for some reason they cut us out of the intro, but we're there. I mean, come on now, right? You know, what are our powers? You tell me. But since we're all there and we're waiting, where should we say goodbye from this episode? Well, I say that we say goodbye from the past. Pick your poison, friends. We saw a timeline of interrupted life with the bride. And maybe we can go back in time sometime and buy the bride an extra month at one of these locales. Maybe an extra month in the Old West. Maybe an extra month in the 60s. You know, and we just kind of divert Eric for a month and just buy her just a little more time to live a bit and forget a little. Friends, until we get a chance to revisit this intriguing show, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.